Subscribers of this channel will know that I made a video recently about a VTuber corporation called AkioAir that recently hired a minor. And in that video, I made it beyond known my opinion, and my opinion was that I hated it. And one of my main driving opinions was I didn't like the fact that there was someone who was 15, effectively a child, being exposed to such a large Twitter platform in the first place, let alone in a space where there's going to be harassment, where there's going to be 18 plus content, and just general internet toxicity that someone who is a child probably isn't ready for and shouldn't be exposed to. So first of all, I actually want to go over some of the comments that my own viewers have made, and after we do that, I'm going to go over the update, and then I'm going to go over the public response to that. So let's get into it. Now, there were plenty of people who basically agreed with me and said if they allow her in, they have to be extremely watchful of her, and that they don't like the idea that they hired a minor to be in a position where there is the possibility of being stalked, harassed, drawn in an NSFW way, looked at parasocially, but all I can say is I hope she does well. I feel like even announcing she is a minor can put her in danger because there are creeps lurking in this community. And yeah, I 100% agree with that. Some people put it very simply, a black company with a minor. What can go wrong? I don't actually know if AkioAir has been publicly lambasted as a black company. It's not a company I'm familiar with. But there were definitely people who disagreed with me, and I think that their opinions are equally valid to my own. The only reason my opinion gets more play than others is because I'm the one with the YouTube channel, where they say, I honestly find the whole outrage ridiculous and stupid. She was hired for a job that can be done from home, which is true, is on a website that she is old enough to use, which is again factually true, and can be heavily moderated, which is something we will get into momentarily. She then goes on to say that her only issue she can see coming from this is in relation to her studies, but even that is something that any child actor has to balance. So that's not particularly awful for this specific job. And honestly, if this were any other context, I would agree with this person. It is specifically the context of the community that we're in and the toxicity and the danger and the 18 plus content that I have an issue with. This comment saying that I'm not wrong, but that I was overreacting, and to be completely honest, I was playing it up a little bit for the camera. Admittedly, I was doing just a cheeky little bit of dogpiling to get in on my favorite pastime, which is bashing corpos. If I have an opportunity to make fun of a VTuber corporation or any company in general, I'm gonna take it. I can't help myself. He goes on to say the talent herself hasn't done anything wrong, which is true. I have no issue with the talent herself. It does bring up an interesting point that there might be legal repercussions to not hiring her if that country has anti-ageism laws, where being denied because of your age might not be a legal thing. I have no idea if that's even a thing, but I thought I would bring it to your attention in case other people find it valid, invalid. I don't know. I don't even know what country she's from or what the laws are there, but who knows? I'll let you guys chew on that. And then of course the greatest tragedy of them all, I use Twitter light mode. Now, since I made this video, AkioAir has made an update post. Now, I'm going to spare you some of the finer details because it's such a dense paragraph and really just zero in on the one aspect that I actually care about. If you take a look at the fourth paragraph here, this is interesting. Due to the extensive scrutiny and potential misinterpretation of tweets, likes, and comments, Nophi's Twitter account will now serve exclusively for official announcements and will not be used for personal commentary at this time. Our management team will now oversee Nophi's Twitter account temporarily before relaying any information to her. Comments, regardless of intent, that could be construed as attacks, harassment, or those that we believe would make Nophi highly uncomfortable will be moderated through pruning, hiding, and blocking for Nophi's well-being. Now, before I get into the public Twitter comments and the general perception of that announcement, I just want to say a very large portion of the reason I was so upset at this was because I know what an absolute cesspit Twitter can be, especially if you have a large following and especially if you're in this community specifically. So the fact that they have taken that issue and effectively chucked it out the window, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of approve. 99% of the time, if a talent had their Twitter account taken away by management and was exclusively moderated by management, I'd be very upset. I feel like that would be overstepping. But because this person is a child and they are in such a precarious position, I, in a very, very rare move, actually approve of that. I think that solves one of the multiple issues at play here. But as we'll get into with the other public comments, this doesn't solve all of the issues, and people are still not happy. Wow, those hidden comments are wild. Would be a shame if someone were to look at them. You can hide the replies, but you can't hide quote retweets. AkioAir when they lose the hiring a minor in an 18+ occupation allegations. This has to be the worst agency out there for the sheer fact that they haven't even said a thing in this damn post. Congratulations, you fucked up not only her career, but everyone's that in the agency's careers too. This actually brings up something that I forgot to point out earlier. Oh, so she's going to be 18 next year. Well, thanks for clarifying that. Changes absolutely nothing. You made sexual jokes about a minor, you hired her for an 18+ required position, you fucked up. But it doesn't actually say she's going to be 18 next year. That's not what it says. It says she will be receiving her legal majority status next year, which, as the company so aggressively pointed out in their previous post, the age of minority varies with country. And the age of majority can be as low as 16 in some countries. And if you remember, it was leaked that she is in fact 15. So all this means is that she's going to be a legal adult in her country. She's still under 18. She's just going to be the age of majority in her country. They even go so far out of their way to imply that she's going to be 18 without actually stating it, because it says, we recognize her legal and cultural eligibility to make decisions, exercise civil rights, and participate in elections, which may be acceptable for individuals age 18 and older in other regions. They say so much shit to her sound like she's not a minor, while also aggressively dancing around the fact that she's still not gonna be 18. Wait a minute. That's how you view hidden replies? Leave it to the memesters to give you valuable social media advice. All right, let's check out these hidden replies, shall we? Oh fuck, it's right there, look at that. From possible past lives, she would have recently turned 16. Again, reiteration that she's still not 18. Hidden in the replies is this Google document. So this document goes on to talk about their past life as a different VTuber under the brand of Mysteria Live. And that CEO also got in trouble for hiring minors, and he especially got into trouble because he hired multiple minors to act out sexualized roles. One of those minors was 14 when they auditioned. So this specific talent has already been in a different agency, and that agency was exposed for being creeps. So it seems this talent cannot catch a break. Most of the document just seems to be interested in confirming this VTuber's past life, which I'm not particularly interested in, so we move on. The last comment that I will review is another one that I think brings up a good point. What is the moderation going to be like during the live streams? Because if her Twitter is going to be moderated, her YouTube live chat is going to be moderated, and assuming the people in charge aren't just doing this to groom a minor and put them into sexualized situations, then potentially this might not be a big deal. But again, this depends on a whole lot of what ifs. I'm still not happy about any of this, but at the end of the day, this is all just opinion, speculation, and generally bad vibes. We won't know what the consequences of this will be until the consequences play out, so stay tuned. I will keep you posted if there is another major development within the Nophi story. But aside from that, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Bye.